Hey guys, it's Renuccia back here for another What If video. Today we're doing part 3 of What If Naruto had a rinnegan. Anyways, so the background footage may seem kind of boring, but just since I want you guys to just click off of the video because the background footage is boring, I'll give a little sneak peek for what's gonna happen near it, which is, well, I'm gonna be doing some PvP, and it's a pretty close match, all things considered, though it never finished. We never managed to finish our fight. Though in the end, which we're playing on a server that has Java Edition, I barely had any stake left to heal up. Meanwhile, he had 6 stake in the end, I only had 3 stake in the end. So yeah, he would have won that, though would have been extremely close. Especially since the only reason I likely had a lead in the beginning was because of my secret weapon, which you'll probably see in use when the PvP section of the background actually comes out. So yeah, let's get on with the actual what if video. Now we're gonna be doing the wave arc. Maybe I'll do another arc. Yeah, the wave arc won't be doing much. And it won't be the tuning exams that I'll also be covering. I mean, the background footage is nearly an hour. Wait, no, just a bit over an hour long. I'm sure I can fit like 2 arcs, or at least 1.5 arcs into one video. So yeah, anyways, let's get on with this what if video. So the wave mission would begin, blah blah blah. And now the Demon Brothers attack, which Naruto would be struck at first, but the Demon Brothers didn't count on Naruto dodging the attack effortlessly, then draining one of the Demon Brothers of their chakra. Wait, no, that's not what happens. Quick retcon. Basically, Naruto would just stand still there, and the Demon Brothers were about to cut him in half, though something happened. The claws they used, they stopped the moment they they reached Naruto. It was like Naruto's back was steel, as Naruto would say, prayed a path. As Naruto would then fire multiple bullets at all of the, mini missiles at the Demon Brothers, making them go somewhat boom. As then Naruto would say, pathetic, I sensed you from 3 miles away. As Naruto would then say, water style, water whirlpool. As then they would be trapped in the middle of it, though as they were Mist Ninja, they would manage to use their own water style jutsu to escape the whirlpool. But by that time, Sasuke had already gotten above one of them and slit their throat. Meanwhile, Naruto did the same, but turned his hands into claws and would then cut the other demon brother into pieces. As Tasuna would spill the beans about what's going on. So yeah, that would happen. And next up is Zabuza appearing. Though first, let's get a little intermission, since these 2 arcs will be happening at the same time. A few days before this mission began, Naruto would be standing at a hut, as Naruto would think, I guess it is the only way. I do want to check it out, and maybe, just maybe, it'll help me out a bit. I need to learn how to use these eyes truly. So, what else do I do than make a blood clone to go to Uzushido? Uzushido should just be around a few 100 miles away. I shouldn't have too much difficulty making it there if I use the animal path to summon a dragon. As Naruto would then say, blood clone split jutsu. As with the Blood Clone Split Jutsu, instead of Naruto being able to use any amount of chakra, like an example of 40% of the chakra, to make my own version of the Blood Clone, which is basically all of Naruto, but the amount of chakra Naruto spends, Naruto can't regain that amount of chakra. Naruto will permanently have that chakra gone until the Blood Clone either dies or gets back. And even when the Blood Clone dies, it'll only give half of the chakra it had back to Naruto. But it'll still give the rest of the chakra back to Naruto in a week's time. Unless it just makes it to Naruto first, then gives the chakra back. Along with it, if it doesn't assimilate back to Naruto with that version, Naruto won't get the memories or anything or the improvements the Blood Clone would make. So yeah, also a quarter of the chakra spent on it, like 40% of the chakra, will be gone. So the Blood Clone will only have 30% of the chakra. Though when the Blood Clone assimilates back to Naruto will have all of his chakra back still. Meanwhile, with this version, Naruto can't choose the amount of chakra he uses. He has to split his chakra in two to create the Blood Clone. And the Blood Clone only has half of his power. The advantage is its memories work like a shadow clone, and yeah, it can regenerate chakra as fast as the original, while the Blood Clone can only regenerate its chakra around half as fast as the original. And all of the downfalls of the other type of Blood Clone is gone. No 25% of the chakra is taken away. So yeah, let's get on with these two arcs. As the Blood Clone of Naruto would finally make it to the Uzushiya. Bad thing is, Naruto wasn't able to use the rinnegan. Though Naruto can see through the Blood Clone's eyes, Naruto can't use the animal path right now and can't switch between them, as he already gave the animal path to the Blood Clone. Anyways, the facts of this arc is gone. Or are readied up, I guess. I don't know how I'm saying it though. Anyways, the Blood Clone would make it to Uzushiya, as Naruto would scavenge the land, and would eventually sense a few chakra signatures coming into Uzushiya from a few miles away, as Naruto would say. So the rumors were right. From what I found out in Konoha's black market, it seems that multiple people go to Uzushiya to hopefully scrounge for the goods. Maybe they have some useful info I can get. As Naruto would prepare to go kill the ones intervening and get info out of the leader. As Naruto realized that he didn't know much about the land, and maybe these people who wanted to raid it would know more, as Naruto would then go through there. As Naruto would see the ninja coming through, one was a blue-haired person that had shark-like teeth. Not who you're thinking. Along with a blade that seemed to be Haramakari from the Seven Swordsmen, as Naruto would think, so the Hidden Mist is trying to scavenge some of the remains of Uzushiya, huh? Or maybe those are part of the rebellion. Might as well help out. As killed him was what Naruto thought. Maybe get some info, and hey, he found a legendary sword. That might be useful. Maybe he could copy its abilities to use in his, what was it again? Which path? With his Ashura path. Though there were also 2 other people with him, and no, it was not Terumi and Aoi. It was just 2 random Anbu. Along the one of the Anbu was a Anbu captain level ninja. As Naruto would think, if I were to guess, the person wielding the Haramakari doesn't seem to be that largely willed, and from what I can see from that one, it seems he's a former Anbu captain. He should be the best one to interrogate while not being the biggest threat. I would just disable him by cutting off one of his legs. As Naruto would then go forth, charging on in. Well, not charging on in. But before they could arrive onto the island, they were like a few meters away. Before they could do that, something happened, as they would hear a voice yelling, Uzumaki style, Grand Whirlpool. As then they were beginning to be sunken in the ship. As the ship was being broken apart, as Naruto would then quickly charge on in, shooting a fierce flame shot. Basically, I was about to say what it was basically like, but hey, I'm too dumb to do that. Basically, it's like a fire stream that pierces things for the sheer heat of it. Bad thing is, it's not very wide, so it won't do very well in hitting someone. Its width is like a bullet, so yeah. Anyways, that attack would manage to put a hole through what was the swordsman name again? Sorry, I forgot. Sorry for those people who are his fans. Seriously, I don't remember. Whoever the wielder of Hirakami is. Wait, no, Chojuro. As a hole would be shot through Chojuro's chest, Naruto would then immediately deliver a powerful slice, as Naruto would be using the Ashura path and would then shoot a machine gun of bullets, as Chojuro would manage to block it with the Hiramakari, as the other Anbu would shoot a water dragon, while Naruto would use his other hand and would quickly switch to the Prada path, absorbing the water dragon, as they would then see Naruto's eyes as they would begin to tremble. No way, is that what I think it is? As the Anbu captain would say, it may be it. It may be the rinnegan. I've heard rumors that the Uzumaki were descendants of the sage, and this one may be an Uzumaki. As Naruto then say, well, very well, I suppose, deducted of you. I honestly don't really care, though I will be getting that sword. As Naruto would then jump forward, moving at high speeds, clashing his own blade after he switched back to the Ashura path. He would begin to clash blades with Chojuro, outmatching Chojuro in even a sword battle. As Naruto would then say, I thought swordsmen were supposed to be better. I'll admit I do have quite a bit of skill with a sword, especially with my Prada Path's weapons rivaling the weapons of the 7 swordsmen of the mist, I think. But I'll still be ending your life right here and now. As Naruto, immediately after deflecting a strike, would convert one of his hands into a machine gun, shooting multiple bullets while with the other delivering another slash. Then, while the other hand was slashing, Naruto would revert his other hand back to a bazooka-like hand and would fire a bazooka, then jumped back as the Anbu captain would charge at him, and Naruto would then clash with the Anbu captain, managing to cut one of the Anbu captain's arms off, as Chojuro would then use the remains of his chakra, or at least the remains of his time, to stay awake at this moment, since he was gonna fall unconscious due to all of the blood loss Naruto did from those devastating attacks. Chojuro would use his most powerful water style, multiple or 1,000 water bullets, as around the battlefield, a gigantic torrent would surround them all, as then they would split up into 1,000 orbs of water and would shoot directly at Naruto, who would then say, pathetic, Prada path, as Naruto would then absorb all of the attacks. Meanwhile, the Anbu captain would take this opportunity to deliver a slash, which Naruto saw, though would quickly use Earth Chakra to enhance the durability of his arm and would block it. Though it would slice through, it wouldn't get through the bone, as Naruto would say, darn you. As Naruto would then use a fire-style flaming shot, covering the entire face of the Anbu captain. Then Naruto would grab a hold of the Anbu captain's neck and would begin draining his chakra. As the other Anbu would then want to go help the Anbu captain, would decide, darn it, there's only one way. Fire, water, or secret forbidden jutsu, self-detonation. As the Anbu would then go behind Naruto's back and would detonate all of his chakra, creating a gigantic explosion. This explosion was that of one of the most powerful A-rank jutsu, as Naruto would then be blown back from this attack, having a large portion of his chakra used in order to dodge. Now, Naruto would be heavily strained, having a large amount of chakra thrusted into him when he tried to absorb it, as Naruto would realize that he overloaded one of his arms with chakra, so it could no longer go and drain chakra, as Naruto would also be heavily injured. His other arm would be covered with burn marks along with his face. He had multiple bruises around his body and even a few broken bones, as Naruto would say, darn you, as then Naruto would charge up all of the chakra he had around him. Bad thing was that due to one of his arms being overloaded with chakra, it wasn't able to go there, as Naruto would then say. Wait, no, this Naruto can only use the animal path. Whatever. Just ignore I said it. Though, you know what? I actually think I'll make a small retcon here, since I'm not just gonna go redo it all and have wasted all of your times. So yeah. Anyways, the paths Naruto can use them, but it has to be only when the other Naruto can't, or if the other Naruto isn't using them, then Naruto, or if the original Naruto isn't using a certain path, the other Naruto can use that path, though it costs triple the chakra. As then Naruto would say, water style, or what elemental jutsu should Naruto be using? Nah, no elemental jutsu, as Naruto would say, Naraka path, King of Hell, as then Naruto would fully regenerate. Bad thing was he used up nearly all of the chakra he had, This Naruto clone originally had 50% of the original Naruto's chakra. Now he had 5% of the original Naruto's chakra. As Naruto would then overload himself completely and would, though he was now low on chakra from overloading himself, Naruto would heal himself by using the Naruto path with such a large amount of chakra. All of his broken bones, blah 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 blah, they were all fixed, as Naruto would say. I'll admit, you may be good, Mr. Ninja, though I'll easily take you all down, as Naruto would then twin spin a shuriken around his finger, and Naruto would say, Shadow Shuriken Jutsu, then fling the shuriken towards them, as the singular shuriken multiplied to 1,000, killing Chojuro and the other Anbu, while the Anbu captain had multiple shuriken on his arms, though Naruto purposely missed spots that would have killed the Anbu captain, as Naruto would then spend the next day torturing the Anbu captain, and would finally get the info he needed out of him. Apparently the Hidden Mist or the Rebellion was about to go kill the Hidden Mist. Yeah, basically. The Rebellion's beginning early, or coup d'etat, whatever it's called. So yeah, the coup d'etat is beginning early, and Naruto would find that out and find out all of the info he needed, as Naruto would manage to see a map of the entire Uzushio ruins and a map of how Uzushio was just a few months before Uzushio got destroyed. Naruto would use this info and would then find a tome and would find a book next to the Uzukage's office, which stated that it could only be opened through a Uzumaki's blood and chakra, though it was only available to be seen by Uzumaki due to a certain seal around it. So yeah, Naruto would find out how to use the rinnegan, as though only one person had used it before in the Uzumaki clan, other than the Sage of Six Paths, and that was the person who started the Uzumaki clan. As Naruto would find out all of the abilities of the paths, finding out that the Chibaku Tensei had a grand weakness. If, after using it, the path couldn't use it for around for an entire minute. That gave Naruto an opening. All he had to do was counter it. It also listed how the Uzukage did it, / founder of the Uzumaki clan, as it would state, I had to create my own jutsu. I name it the Grand Water Hydra. I shoot multiple powerful blasts of water towards it and eventually outlast it. By creating a water barrier, I can stay around it and dodge all of the rubble. Meanwhile, due to my attuned abilities with water, I can continue to breathe in it. The Chibaku Tensei will only last around 1 entire minute, though if you can survive that 1 minute, you survive this battle and would gain the power of the Deva path. And after you gain the rest of the paths, you'll finally unlock a legendary secret. The ability of rebirth. It's how the eyes got its name. Eyes of Samsara. Eyes of rebirth. It's gotten because you can rebirth people, reviving them in a sense, at the cost of your own life force. As Naruto then think, incredible, so I can revive people with it, as the Uzukage would then state, I've only done this once for my brother, but it never worked. Well, whatever. Wait, I don't remember that. Or I do remember that. Oh yeah, I do remember that part I was talking about in the game, by the way. Anyways, Naruto would then learn how to perform the Grand Water Hydra Jutsu. At least learn the basics of it. He can't do it per se though. He's working on it. Currently, the good thing was in Uzushiyo, it was usually the first step. The Uzumaki that first started the Uzumaki clan was a Uzumaki that decided that this land seemed like home to him and would train there. So yeah, the Uzumaki would then train there for days upon days. So yeah, the Uzumaki would start off training there, and after he got a grip of the Grand Water Hydra Jutsu he was creating, he then went to a place that was less suited for this jutsu, and continued training for it, and yeah, that's basically it for what happened there. So for the next few days, Naruto would be training there. Meanwhile, soon, Zabuza would arrive. Dun dun dun! Anyway, Zabuza would throw the executioner's blade. Sasuke would sort of be freaking out, but not really be freaking out. If I'm right, this should be the what if where Naruto and Sasuke became good friends. If I'm correct, since I think having 3 what ifs at once is kind of making me forget which what if is which. Though I'm pretty sure this what if and what if Naruto had all 3 Haki could be pretty much the same in storyline, except different abilities. Maybe a few different aspects, though. Anyways, let's continue on with this what if video. As Naruto would tell Sasuke to stop shaking in fear, and that it's not like this A-rank ninja can do anything. As Naruto would also say, remember we're already high Jonin level? We can probably take down Kakashi's sensei if we work together. As Sasuke would say, only if you use that. As Naruto would say, yeah. But it's kind of just something with me for a while now. Though I'll admit, as Naruto would quickly body flicker to Sasuke and whisper something that not even Zabuza could hear. As Naruto would whisper to Sasuke that he currently only had 50% of his chakra, due to him using the blood clone jutsu to get a blood clone to Uzushiyo. Though currently, he feels like he's got quite an advantage. As Naruto would then say, let's see how Kakashi-sensei does first, as Naruto would say. Oi, Kakashi-sensei, stop being as useless as Sakura. You haven't taught us anything. Can't you just at least fight off one Jonin, as Kakashi would say. No, shut up, Naruto. As Zabuza would laugh, saying, ha! So-called copycat ninja, your student doesn't even respect you. At least my student respects me more than your student respects you over 100 times that. As Kakashi would then say, shut up, Zabuza. As Naruto would then say, wait, you have a student? As Zabuza said, you know what, just because I like your kid. Yes, I do have a student, and you know what? Hey, Haku, come out. You fight the copy ninja's brats. I'll go fight the copy ninja himself. We can take on a few Genin and a Jonin. Kakashi of the Sharingan probably hasn't even been a good fight for a while. Last time I heard his name uttered in the bingo books was a few months ago, maybe even a year. I haven't checked up on the last bingo book in around a month. As Haku would then come out of nowhere and would say, "Yes, Zabuza-sama." As then Zabuza would begin to fight Kakashi, which would go as the original. Meanwhile, Naruto and Sasuke would go fight Taku. Oh yeah, Zabuza did ask why wasn't Sakura or the girl talking, but Naruto would say, "Ignore her, she's useless." As Zabuza would say, I see, the usual cannon fodder in each team. Though I used my team's cannon fodder as a body shield. And Naruto would then laugh a bit, but would say, "Anyways, let's go attack. We'll just go fight your apprentice now." As Naruto and Sasuke would begin to fight Taku, who, sensing the enormous chakra coming from Naruto, Haku would use the demonic ice Mira's jutsu. Ignore the background noise that just happened. Anyways, Naruto would then begin to toy around with Haku. Sasuke did the same. They could easily dodge all of Haku's attacks, and with Sasuke's Sharingan activated, all of the attacks could never hit him. Sasuke even decided to do a few tricks, using his Sharingan to destroy / deflect nearly all of the needles at one point. As Naruto would say, Sasuke, you seem to be able to handle it. Good luck, as Haku would get angered by this, as Haku would think, darn it, am I not strong enough? How can I ever help Zabuza-sama at this rate? I can't do anything, as Haku would then go charge at them once more. As Haku would say, I'm sorry, but I will not allow failure to happen. As Haku would take this opportunity of Naruto and Sasuke arguing a bit to attack. Haku would then use a ice jutsu that he named Four Corners Entrapment, trapping Sasuke in 4 ice mirrors. As Haku would then phase into it and continue phasing around, moving at such speeds that Sasuke could track him, though he was around mid-Kage level in speed with this attack. So yeah, that's quite a issue. Sasuke's mid-Kage or Haku's mid-Kage level in speed at this moment while using that. Anyways, let's continue on with this what-if video. Naruto would then go to fight, or would go in to see how Sasuke was doing, and would see Sasuke being blitzed by Haku continuously. Sasuke was only a high Jonin level ninja. He couldn't match someone who was or mid-Kage level in speed, and then Sasuke would decide to do something. If Haku was gonna use speed and they were in an entrapped area, if Sasuke could counter just once, he would be able to end Haku, as Sasuke would then charge up everything he had and would enter the mode he called copy style, or false lightning cloak, as then lightning would surround Sasuke completely, while somewhat shocking him and dealing damage to himself. Sasuke did have some trouble with it, Sasuke had trouble using it. Well, more so than just a few stings around him. Though this jutsu was mostly self-damaging in its cost, the issue was that it was also quite chakra consuming. Sasuke knew this was his last gambit. He could only hold the state and be able to deliver a killing blow for 1 minute. And Sasuke would see all of Haku's movements without too much difficulty and would try to do a left hook and right hook at the same time, knowing that if he were to need to hit Haku, he'd have to use multiple attacks that might hit at once, which made his Sharingan extremely useful in this case, allowing to make it so he could hit Haku or predict Haku's movements, or at least a few of Haku's movements, without too much difficulty. Though Sasuke's speed wasn't great enough to get more than 2 hits off in 2 different predicted locations. So yeah, anyways, let's continue on with this what if video. As Naruto would then go in for the battlefield, deciding that, Sasuke may actually not be able to win this. Haku was currently blitzing Sasuke, and unless Sasuke could break the odds, Sasuke would lose. With the pace this was doing, Sasuke would need 10 minutes in order to guarantee a hit on Haku, as currently there was only a 10% chance of hitting Haku in 1 minute. So Naruto would decide that if Sasuke would need it, he'd intervene. Naruto didn't need his first friend to die. So yeah, though something happened and Sasuke broke the odds. And unlike what Naruto thought, Sasuke would manage to, instead of just landing 2 hits instead of 3, no, it was more than even 4. It was 100 attacks. Sasuke predicted all 100 possible movements of Haku and would charge up all of his chakra that he had, delivering 100 thunderbolts around him, crackling thunder throughout the entire dome, as it would hit Haku, sending her to the ground. Though Sasuke was heavily injured, Sasuke would then use a lightning style jutsu called Lightning Style Fang of the Lion, as then a fang of lightning would shoot towards Haku, killing her, as then Haku would die. Meanwhile, Sasuke would then fall unconscious due to chakra exhaustion, as Naruto would then say, "You did a good job, pal, and it seems my blood clone's done using the Naruto path." As Naruto would then go to Sasuke and would use the Naruto path to heal him up, though it would only take around 8% of his chakra to heal Sasuke up, due to this being the main Naruto. So yeah, anyway, Sasuke would then be fully healed. And let's continue on with this what if video. Well, Sasuke wouldn't be fully healed, since his chakra reserves wouldn't be completely full, and there were still a few injuries on him, and he was still unconscious, but hey, he wasn't gonna die anytime soon. He had no wounds on him other than a few frost bites and bruises that won't do any damage to him. Anyways, yeah, as Naruto would then think, and it seems Kakashi-sensei got trapped. Well, guess I'll begin to use the new skill my blood clone acquired, as Naruto would then say, Ashura Path, Hiramakari. As then Naruto would create the Hiramakari in his right hand. As Naruto would say, this is quite white, whatever. And Naruto would then go to Zabuza and would say, well, Zabuza, you did quite a good job, though it seems Sasuke beat Haku. And Zabuza would say, no way, though I guess Haku has failed. I won't let this slide, you know. He'll probably weaken from taking Haku down. I'll easily end you here, and I'm guessing your friend is dead. As Naruto would then say, no. The only reason I'm low on chakra is because I healed Sasuke up. And Sasuke took down Haku alone. So, I'll end you now. And you won't live to tell the tale. As Kakashi had fallen unconscious from all of the lack of oxygen, while Sakura had fainted and gotten unconscious from all of the killing intent. As Abusa would say, "Oh, tell me, what's so important that you couldn't tell your sensei and teammates?" And Naruto would then say, "Well, I did tell Sasuke, but either way, I'll show you." As Naruto would glare at Zabuza with vermilion purple eyes wide open, glaring at Zabuza as Zabuza would step back in fear, and Zabuza would say, "No way, you possess the rinnegan," as Naruto would then say, "I'm Naruto fucking Uzumaki, bitch, and I'm gonna kill you right the F now." As Naruto would then take out the Haramakari using the Ashura Path, while using a machine gun on his left hand, blasting multiple bullets towards Zabuza, who would block with the Executioner's blade. As Naruto would then move at fast speeds, using the Haramakari like Chojuro did. Though comparing Naruto and Zabuza's sword skills was like comparing a beginner to a seasoned warrior, or a beginner of swordplay against a seasoned samurai. So yeah, though Naruto, with his abilities rivaling Zabuza and with his rinnegan, Naruto was winning this battle, along with using his other hand to just fire machine gun bullets, maybe a rocket, or hell, even a few missiles at him. So yeah, that's cool, I think. Anyways, let's continue on with this what if video. As Naruto would then go manage to land multiple hundreds of machine gun bullets. As with all of these machine guns bullets landing, Zabuza would have a gaping hole through his stomach, as Naruto would then fire a nuke of sorts, well, more so missile or bomb at Zabuza. Though Zabuza seeing this would prepare for the right timing, as Zabuza would say, "I'll take you down with me." Just as the bazooka was about to shoot Zabuza, Zabuza would deliver a slash on Naruto, curving his executioner's blade onto the back of Naruto, though Naruto would use the Ashura Path's ability to harden his own skin to block it. Though Naruto would realize what was going on, it was too late for him to take back the bazooka attack. The bomb was gonna blow him towards the blade. As it would then happen, Naruto having a gaping slash through his ribs. As Naruto would say, "Darn you, Zabuza, I'll admit, you're the first challenge I've gotten in a while. Though, prepare to die." As then Naruto would shoot a gigantic blast using the bazooka but differently. Naruto had around 30% of his chakra left. Naruto would use 10% of it, or 10% of his full capacity, to fire a powerful blast, shooting Zabuza away. Boom, shooting him into a wall, incinerating a few of his bones and all of his flesh. as Zabuza would be dead. Anyways, hopefully that was a good fight scene. As Naruto would then barely manage to get up, Naruto would realize that with the current amount of chakra he had, he wouldn't be able to fully heal himself with the Naraka path. Though would still use the Naraka path along with 12% of his chakra, or just 95% of the chakra he had left in him, since he only has 10% of the chakra of his full capacity. So yeah, Naruto would use 9% of his full capacity, and only had enough chakra to use a few B-rank jutsu, maybe 2, or use his rinnegan for a few minutes, turn one of his hands into a minigun. Yeah, that's basically all Naruto can do. But good news. Albeit Naruto still had major injuries, and one of his bones was even sort of cracked, and he still had a few burns on him. Naruto was mostly recovered, as after everyone else woke up, they would continue on to heal people. Though Naruto had realized Tazuna saw all of that and would threaten Tazuna to secrecy. And Tazuna would simply reply with, like I told him, you're technically the one that could have done this mission all on your own. If it weren't from that trap that Zabuza guy had set up, you'd easily have handled him. As Naruto would then say, thanks. As they would then arrive in the village of Lake, which Naruto saw how poor the conditions there were, and would then go to Gato's mansion, kill everyone there, including Gato, take the riches from there, and yeah. Naruto would then go all around the area, getting enough food for all of the people in the village to have a feast and give most of the economy or riches Gato had to them, while keeping a lot of it, since hey, Naruto kind of wasn't able to go to markets in the Hidden Leaf, and Naruto would likely need info, and the black market was the perfect place, though the prices there were large. So Naruto had to take most of the prices or a bit of the riches from Gato. So yeah, wave arc done. As meanwhile, Naruto's blood clone would stay at Uzushield for another 4 weeks, as he would finally master the Grand Water Hydra Jutsu out in Uzushield. As he would also then train around a week around normal time while traveling back to the Hidden Leaf Village, though would stop around a few miles next to the Hidden Leaf and would then travel there on feet, while no longer training a bit. By now it would likely just take around 1 week at most to master that jutsu, though Naruto would try to go end the Deva path right then and there, now that the blood clone assimilated back with him. Though Naruto wasn't at his best, he was still powerful. And yeah, this video was basically showing off how strong Naruto could be without full use of his power. The blood clone was displaying without all of his chakra and without all of his abilities being able to be used. Of course, if it was the original Naruto there with no blood clone holding him back, Naruto would have easily taken down all of them without taking much damage at all. Naruto would have likely been able to easily switch to the Ashura path and make a barrier / harden all of his skin to make them as hard as steel, along with make a chakra barrier, which would have made the attack only scratch Naruto. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for the what if video. Hopefully you like the fight in the background and the entire what if. Basically, most of the what if was a battle in the end. Well, near the end, and also in the background near the end was a fight as well. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this action-packed part of this what if video. And peace out.